What's good? And we live? One more at 11 p.m. How long is that going to be? At 11 p.m. Let me go live now. Let me edit this. Edit. I guess this is on New York time. Today. Hold on. Okay. Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? I'm trying to get this right. Y'all already know, man. This YouTube thing is crazy. Let me make sure I'm not too loud. If y'all can hear me, put a 100 in the chat. There's 49 in the building. Y'all ready for the it ain't really no smoke, but y'all ready for the smoke, huh? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me well? Bert Ross in the building. Bruce on location. Dan Berry. Mr. Jock 357. Powell. Chip 4029. Where you at, Brazil? Need to see the back. Yeah, I'm in Brazil. I'm looking at the hold on, let me see. Where's my comments? Why I don't see my comments? Okay, now I see my comments. You know, this live thing is still new to your boy. Damn, is this better? That look kind of weird, right? All right, man. We're gonna have to deal with the lighting is not that great, and this is the best area with a countertop. Now, for the terminology of Captain Savaho, I want to send a shout out to the Bay Area, to my boy T. Leezy. And if y'all don't know where the terminology, Flyboy Way, what's good? If y'all don't know where the terminology came from, let's see who knows where the terminology came from. Where the Captain Save-A-Hole terminology come from? Y'all put that on the chat. Let's see who's the first up there. I'll give y'all a free International Zone t-shirt when I see y'all. E40, Andre Black. Okay, E40 got it. Root words. He right behind him. But so in with respects due, we going till the chat get to like about 100. We gonna show some love to the E40. Can y'all hear that? I wanna be saved. I wanna be saved. I wanna be saved. Now that's E40, but he got features on his song. 1994. You know how these tricks be buying them clothes. Wanna taxi those on balls with the beat and have them sitting next to him in the front seat. But not busy, I'm a hog about the Vic. And my motto is bust a batch and hit the throttle. Shout out to Big Boss. Shout out to T-Love. Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. What's that fool name? Captain Save-A-Hole. Faster than a speeding bullet to put on his cape. His car, I put it, fake the funk, not me, that's not the way to do. Captain Mother effing Save a Soul came to him. Flashing just like a little old bat, jaw up in front of my company. I had to check him fast with him, checked up and bucking. Talking to him while I'm beating him down, pumping beer, talking about money. You know that you spend something. Should I say? I wanna be saved. I wanna be saved. All right. So how many we got in the room? Okay, we got enough. We got 75 in the building. I just wanted to warm it up. I don't care about the copyrights on this, man. I just want to give respect to respect's due. I'm not worrying about getting paid off this stream. Okay, so this is like this is my Sunday sermon. Even though I didn't put some Sunday sermon in it, but
let me at first start by saying what led me to this topic, right? And then we're gonna open it up. I don't even know how to send the link to invite some guests on. I'm gonna try to have Aaron from Black Men Travel on here and a few other people if they come in. I don't even know how. I don't even know where to get the link at. Y'all tell me where to get the link. Is it the top part? Is the link that I copied? But anyway, we'll work on that a little later. I'm gonna try to share the link with certain people, and I got my WhatsApp connected to my phone, so I think I should be able to share the link with people. But let me say, what led me to this conversation is Jay Clyde. What's good? We're going to talk. I'm going to open up the floor a little bit and I'm going to answer y'all questions. But let me just lead y'all into what inspired me to have this topic. And it's been on my mind for a little while. So as y'all know, International Zoe has been traveling around the world now for about 5 years. Single man, single Black male. And I just been traveling, exploring, doing my thing, meeting women. You know, I wasn't looking for nothing serious because I was married for a very long time. So looking for women wasn't even in my purview for quite some time, right? Now, I've been traveling, having fun for a good while now. And so, Zoe's ready to get a couple of something a little better than just on the fly. Zoe's ready to possibly get something a little better than something on the fly. And between thinking about the girls that I have met, the girls that I stay in contact with, and I'm thinking, and the girls that I'm thinking in my mind like, and am I going to have to be a Captain Save-A-Ho? And this is in the back of my mind. Now, why did I bring up the passport bros, right? This is the reason why I brought up the passport bros in the conversation, because some of their ideology is a traditional woman, a feminine woman, traveling to use your money better overseas, right? Traveling to do business and explore your options overseas, right? So let me exclude some people so you don't even feel offended or I'm not talking about men who travel and have had success, marriage or something like that in a non-third world country, right? So if you went and got you a joint from Paris or Barcelona, Spain, or, South Africa, just places that, I don't know if you consider, just places that are not third world. Most men who travel and live outside of the USA as single men, we're moving to third world countries to get the better bang for our dollar. So the third world countries or developing countries, no disrespect, come with developing countries issues. So that's why I chose to say, and that's one of the targets of the passport bros, is saying that we're in these other countries using our foreign dollars to our advantage, looking for traditional, looking for submissive, feminine women, which are in mostly these developing countries. I wouldn't say I visited Germany, I visited Spain, I visited Amsterdam, I visited Prague, I visited some of these countries that are not considered third world, that are not developing, and I would find similarities to women in America. In my opinion, it's just my opinion from my experience. I don't want to get into a big argument with nobody about, and I'm not talking about the one in a million, the one in 100. Yes, I know there's people who had success. Yes, I know brothers have had success with women in other countries that are not third world countries. But I'm talking about what we are mostly everybody on this blog right here knows exactly what I'm talking about. has experienced some of the same countries that I have, and so on and so forth. So this is why I say, are the passport bros like the new Captain Saberho? And why do I say that? Okay. Now, and let me just say this too. People, I know or have spoken to a lot of people, and a lot of people try and say, like, I never hear somebody say, this is what I hear a lot. My girl is an accountant. My girl is a lawyer. My girl is a doctor. Like something that you would consider blue collar or really good jobs. This is what I hear from brothers who say they have a girlfriend overseas. No one ever says, my girl is an ex-prostitute. My girl works at Exito. My girl works at the movie theaters. My girl works in the hair salon. Just normal and regular jobs. Everybody, from what I hear, always acting like their girl, like they ain't got no low-class girl. They got high-class girls. And I'm like, really? Because did you have a lawyer, accountant, a doctor as your girl when you was in the United States or other places? So I just want to put that out there because that's what I hear a lot. I always hear brothers saying how their girl is upper echelon, right? And to me, the math doesn't really make sense because if your girl is upper echelon in these third world countries, then she don't really need a foreigner. If she's a doctor, she's went to school with other doctors. If she's a lawyer, she went to school and works with other lawyers. If she's an accountant, she went to school and works with other accountants. So she doesn't really need an American per se because she would probably be living better than the average person in her country. So, we all know, let's be honest, 99% of the time, any woman in her own country wants her own man from her country, first and foremost. They understand the culture. They understand the language. They understand things that we will probably take years to grasp or never grasp by being a foreigner, okay? Now, with that being said, and let's just be honest. Let's talk, Brett, Big Boss, Real Talk. What's good? Thank you. Shout out to the Barber World. So you're speaking facts. New passport bros messing it up. The price is overpaying. Boss will be in Brazil next week. I'm gonna be on my late night Thursday show. Okay, I gotta talk to the super chats. Okay, so now I have relationships with women. I've kept relationships with women in different countries that I know. And they pretty much every now and again, a woman is saying, can you help me? I need help, right? And I'm thinking in my mind, if I'm in this country and I'm dealing with this woman, is she going to, and somebody said education, respectable, uneducated professionals and engineers in America. They are only respectable, educated. I don't understand that. America is a third world country, not Brazil, not Colombia, not India. Okay, Jeppy, let's just put him on pause. He just, get him out of here. I don't even know who he is. He ain't never even been on my channel. So I ain't got no moderators in there. I'll do it myself. But yeah. So I'm saying that to say, okay, remove him and put him on timeout or just done him. Put you on time. I'm gonna put you on timeout. I ain't gonna be cruel for 24 hours. I like the new features. Okay, so let's just say even I know people who know people who had a girl told me once in Dominican Republic, right? Because I was talking with a person, and the girl told me, this was the girl said from Dominican Republic. She said, you think just because this girl works at the radio station or something like that, she still don't sell herself. You know what I'm saying? And even a Colombian once told me, like, And it's been spoken that I say, even if you ask a girl, hey, why are you doing this? Why don't you do that? And they're like, that doesn't pay enough. Okay. And I'm not saying me per se. I'm saying I've known cases where brothers tried to or have taken girls out of the life. And what do you have to do when you take a girl out of the life? You have to cover what she was making, right? So right there, you were literally Captain Save a Hole. And brothers have done that, right? Now, I know there's some brothers married and have girlfriends in these countries, right? Let's be honest. Now, I have an apartment in Medellin, right? I got an apartment in Thailand. Let's be honest. If you get a girlfriend, they're going to want to stay with you for free. They're not going to say, like in America, I'm going to pay half. They're going to expect you to take care of them. And we all know if you got a girlfriend in a foreign country and you want her to be faithful to you, you're going to have to send that money. Send that money. Right or wrong? If I'm right, put a 1 up. So now, even if the girl has a good job or quote unquote good job, it's also the culture that you take care of them. In Colombia, we know that's the culture. Men take care of the women. In foreign countries like Thailand, like the Philippines, you have to give a dowry to the family if you're going to take their daughter. In the Philippines, the children are responsible for taking care of their parents because there is no pension. There is no retirement in those countries. So if you take a girl out the life of any work, it doesn't matter if she's a massage girl, it doesn't matter if she works in the 7-Eleven, it doesn't matter if she's in any of those places, you have to cover the money that she's responsible for sending to her parents to take care of her parents because it's the children's. This was told to me by a Thai female. It's their responsibility, all the children, to pitch in to take care of their parents. So if you say, hey, baby, you're not working in a movie theater no more. You're going to be my girl. You're going to cook and clean for me and be submissive. You better believe you're going to have some money to give her per month. So some of that money she can send to her family who may be taking care of her children. And that's part of her responsibility to take care of the family. And now we know there's plenty of stories. You see them big weddings in the Philippines. Whew! I've heard stories where the parents just straight up like, you got to take care of us. Asking for gifts, asking for like just asking for things they need from the husband of their daughter. So is that being Captain Save 'em? I'm just posing the question. If you go to a foreign country and the girl is living with you and you're paying, she's cooking, she's cleaning, and she's making love to you, but you're covering all the expenses and giving her a budget to live off of, is that Captain Save 'em? I don't know. The women in America, the ones who want you to do that with them, to take care of them, to put up the money for everything, that's where the terminology of Captain Save a Hole came from. Okay. Practice makes paper, he says. The original passport bros, Captain Save a Hole, are white men. They were doing this way before brothers started doing it. I'm not a passport bro. I'm just a brother who likes to travel. I can dig it. And I'm not saying who's. I'm just talking to my community. We all know that other races of men have done this before us, and they do it on a higher level than us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, now the guys who just travel around to get some shake and bake, I'm not talking about y'all. You know what I'm saying? And there's plenty of guys who travel around the world for shake and bake. You know what I mean? But there are guys who are saying that they travel around the world looking for a wife, looking for a submissive woman, looking for a traditional woman. And all I'm saying is, in most instances, that's going to come at a price. So are you saving them? And let some people say, oh, we're traveling to do business. Okay. Even the brothers that I know, or men that I know who have businesses in other countries, still has a woman from that country to make their whole business dealing go better. And it's usually not a woman who already had a store or already had a business. It's you using this woman for her connections with the language, with the culture, putting her in your business and still taking care of her, still giving her a salary, still trying to make her, I guess, work for what you're giving her. But traveling and open up a business is not really, I don't connect that with passport bros per se. That's entrepreneurship. And if you're an entrepreneur, if you move to another country or if you visit another country, you're always looking for the business, the possible business deal. So to me, really, that don't have nothing to do with being a passport bro. That has to do with you being an entrepreneur. And you're going to have that spirit anyway, and anywhere and anyway. Right? So that's the grounds that I wanted to lay out for that, being that are the passport bros the ones who's claiming that they're going over looking for these women who are more feminine, more traditional, and so on and so forth, but knowing that you are going to have to take care of those women. And most of those women don't have anything else to offer you except love, cooking, cleaning, and, just, and don't get me wrong, that's expected from women in America with jobs too. You know what I'm saying? That's expected from women. It ain't like I ain't expect my wife to cook. I had to argue and fight for it, but it ain't like I didn't expect my wife to cook. I didn't expect my wife to clean, and she had a job just like everybody else. So the cooking and cleaning is really like, it's kind of in the air. You know what I'm saying? That's expected from a woman, period. Now, will they be more willing to do it? That's another story. Yes, there's some tradition in some places where it's mandatory, that is unthinkable that they wouldn't do those things for their husband. So let me see if I can, I don't know if I could share this link. Let me see if I could share this link and see if anybody wants to come on the panel. And I don't mean anybody. I'm talking about brothers in the life. You know what I'm saying? I hope this is the link. I'm going to try to share this with a few people in my WhatsApp group, and see if they want to chime in on that in particular. Maybe some guys that are dealing with women in other countries, and some guys who are married in other countries. And I'm gonna just give y'all a chance to speak. No excuse. What's a sole provider? Yeah, $5. Yeah, I guess that you could say you're a sole provider. But we know in this day and time and era, you still gonna kind of get you saving them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I look at the situations and the possibilities, and in my back of my mind, I feel like I'm saving. I'm because if ish hit the fan, you kind of on your own. You know what I'm saying? You kind of on your own. So I'm hoping that I'm sending y'all the right link, and let's see how that goes. Let's see how that goes. If I'm doing it wrong, somebody let me know. Okay, now I'm gonna read some of the comments. Colombia is a fantasy land. Murder Two Ways says that. Omar says submission from a woman comes with paying all the bills, and that all over the world. That's all over the world. I don't know, but we'll see. Okay, Zoe, how do I get into the WhatsApp group? I don't have a group. I just know I have people on my WhatsApp. Jaron Leonardo in Venezuela right now, chilling. Casino 777XO. I can tell tell you what I like dealing with women in Las Vegas. Okay. Global paper. Sorry to hurt brothers' feelings. If you cannot speak Portuguese or Spanish at a high level, you are not dating. Okay. It's not that. Don't take to travel before you die. Don't take none of these ladies serious if you are not living there. I agree. Did you really dance for special? Yeah, okay, Nick, I did. Damn. Well, blow me up. Damn, I don't know if anybody got. I don't. Okay, no excuses is in. I'm gonna show your face, Rob. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna do that. Show your face, brother. Show your love. All right, we're gonna add Rob. Now,
Hold on.
it's good, Rob.
What up? What up, man?
Show your face, man. You got the stop fronting, man.
Hold on.
It don't matter if you don't got a haircut.
I was laying down, but let me cam up. Cam up.
Okay. Now, I respect your opinion, Rob, because you are one of the brothers who's actually married to an Afro-Colombiana. So, from your perspective, right? First of all, you consider yourself a passport bro.
Yeah.
Okay. So, from your perspective, now you're in this. You're one of the people who have successfully married a woman overseas. What's your take on it?
Well, I went in wanting, keyword wanting, and knowing that I would be a sole provider.
Okay.
I never prescribed to 50-50. I'm more traditional in the sense that, the man provides and the woman takes care of the home.
Right.
That is a traditional relationship.
Yes.
So I'm going to challenge you because I'm going to be like, how can a traditional relationship all of a sudden turn into a Captain Save 'em home?
Okay. Because I'm just saying this is what brothers say, right? Now, the women are traditional, yes, right? Now you're saying the relationship is traditional. That's another thing because women can still be traditional and have a job. And there are women like that in America, and there are women like that other places in the world who are feminine, right? Who are submissive, right? Who takes care of the family and still has a job. So it's not exclusive to you taking care of everything, is it?
Well, the United States is different because if a woman has a job in the United States, she can contribute. Even if you don't need her
Yes.
to or want her to,
And
she can contribute.
can she still be traditional?
She has to have the time. If we both work the same schedule,
Many women have the time. Okay. For example,
kids,
let me say
kids.
this.
Okay.
Let me say this. We cannot front. Many women, I have watched many of women go to school, have a job, and be a single mom, and do all the things that a woman does. Cooks, clean, rears the kids, take them to school, take them to the doctor as a solo artist. So there's no way that a woman cannot still do that in a relationship with a man and still have a job. If a woman can do that all by herself.
What about kids?
I just said that. There are women who have gone to school at the same time have a job and be a single mom. Get the kids up, feed them, take them to school, go to work, go to school, pick them up, help them with their homework, take them to the doctor, all by themselves. And those are all the traditional things that you ask of a woman to do while you're working. So all I'm saying is them working or not working doesn't make it synonymous with being traditional.
What about between newborn and 3 years old? Who's watching the kids?
I don't know. They have babysitters sometimes. I mean, their moms is watching it. That's a traditional house too, where the mother watches the kids. Now, most
I,
single women, mother kicks in crazy to help. But we getting off the topic to me to that. All I'm
okay.
asking you is, I know you're not gonna say, yeah, I feel like that, but you did say you felt a little sugar daddy-ish.
Yeah, I'll explain that
Okay, good.
because I do believe, and I think relationships are transactional, especially in these third world countries. It is what it is. It's transactional. It is, and I mentioned this to my wife. I said, you know, do you think our relationship is transactional? She was, and I gave her the definition. I said, I do things in exchange for something,
Right.
and she like, yeah, like you know what I mean, yeah, like you want something, and I want something too. So it is transactional, but it's not. It's a cultural thing, though. It's not like Captain. You know, when you use Captain Save 'em Ho, or don't save her, she don't want to be saved. That implies trying to save a chick that don't want to be saved. She want to be for the
No,
streets.
that was the remix. Don't want to be saved by a current artist. That's not what the initial meaning. And if you listen to E40 record, it ain't about she don't want to be saved. It's about she letting you save her, and you are willing to save her. So don't remix it on me because you're a little younger. So you talking about the young boy version. That is not the original song.
But the key word is 304 though. So
This is current. This is current. And when E40 said it, he didn't mean literally that she was a hoe, but he just used it as a terminology of talking about women or women that's not really good.
I'm gonna say this, and this is just pertaining to my situation.
Right.
My wife would have never let me control her with money.
Okay.
That has never been her forte. She has a lot of pride. She can leave me in a heartbeat if you know what I mean, if I disrespect her or cross a certain line. So there are a lot of women in Latin America where you can't control them with your money, and so yes, they will appreciate the things that you can do, but they are so dependent on their family and have so much family support that if you stop helping them, they're not going to feel like they're losing on anything, so to speak. You know,
Right.
especially if you really wasn't doing
Well,
anything
that's
to
the whole
change their
point.
life.
If you're not doing anything to change your life, they're probably not going to stay with you. And their family is going to turn on you. In turn, they're going to turn on you. Because first of all, their family going to be like, if you are with a foreigner, I know the first thing they're saying is, what is that foreigner doing for you? He should be making your life and our lives better. And you know, in the background, that's the conversation. Now, give me 1 second to the super chat from Caribbean Casanova. He said, is Global Zoe finally turning on the passport? No, I'm not turning on the passport, brother. All I'm saying is it led me to this conversation by saying, hey, I want to settle down and a little bit and find something special. And between the girls I'm meeting and the girls I already knew, I'm like, man, it's really going to be a situation for me taking care of somebody, which leads me to the joke of being Captain Save-A-Ho. Because basically, you saving them from their condition. And trust me, I done talked to enough girls who's like, can you help me with medicine? Can you help me with my son's books he's going back to school? And I'm like, what? So imagine if I took them serious and dated them.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
you going basically saving them. Any girl that you take even a little bit serious hits you with the can you help me?
I'm gonna share some real talk with guys because I'm pretty transparent
Mm-hmm.
in my situation, and I'll admit there has been some challenges, like you mentioned, family having expectations on me doing more and things like that. And one of the things that me and my wife had contentions with is that she wants me to buy her a house, and she's not the only Latina ex that's a goal of theirs. Like they expect their man to provide a home because her parents have a home. And then my mind is like, American chicks, yeah, you get married, yeah, they want a dream home, but they explain it as, I want us to have a home.
Right.
They explain it as, I want you to buy me a home.
Yeah.
And it's like, and the crazy thing was that I'm like, okay, maybe I could get a loan and I could, get a mortgage there or a private loan.
Right.
And she basically like, I want you to cash out, because what if, because what if you lose a job, or what if you can't
She wants you to
make the payment?
pay the whole thing.
Woman to pay
Cash out.
Yeah, basically cash out.
Right.
And so, that's security for them. You are saving, because this is like having a home changes generations after generation. And the other thing we had contentions about was, I made it clear that I didn't want to live in the United States.
Of course.
before marriage.
Yeah,
and she accepted that. And
right.
and I'll be honest, after we got married, she started to, probably external pressure, she started to bring it up, and I'm just like, why the hell are you bringing this up?
You should
and
have
I'm
had
like,
sign some papers saying, we're not going to America. But I'm glad that you are being honest with the group, because that's smaller compared to what the pressures I've heard from like Southeast Asia and other places. And women are expected, like the girl I interviewed, she was like, oh, I definitely expect if I go out with a man that he's paying. And that's all the time. That's not some of the time. Like, the rule in America is like, yo, you pay the first 2 dates or 3 dates. If shorty don't pay pull out her wallet for the third date, that's it. Nah. And in Latin America, you paying for everything. It moves from paying for food to paying for clothes, for paying for medical. Like, they literally want you. I'm gonna give you an example. A chick I know is dating a brother, right? The brother has a business. And something was going wrong with the business. She started crying, right? And I'm like, oh, you be all right? And she's like, no, you don't understand. If his business goes down, I don't have nowhere to live. I don't have nowhere to stay. I'm like back at ground zero. That's how much she depended on his foreign man and his business to go well. So she has a life. Like you know what I mean? And I don't mean literally a life, but that she has something. Let me travel lover. Let me thanks for the super chat. Salute, brother Rob. I'm curious to know, why did you choose a Colombian wife over an African wife? For you question, and where and how did you meet your wife?
The answer real quick, I went to Colombia first, and I discovered Africa second. So it just happened to it could have been a reverse. I could have discovered Africa first, and it could have been the other way around. So I just think that's pretty much it.
Somebody, the liquor creep international. So I'm dating a 27-year-old Afro-Brazilian girl from the Campos. Met her whole family. I honestly don't feel pressure to send money. Okay, like I said, I don't think that's as prevalent in Brazil, honestly, because Brazilian girls don't call me and ask for money. Maybe one that I know really well, she asked for some help once or twice, but I would say that's not big in Brazil, but I can't front. I'm talking to a shorty and she's stressing me, oh, I gotta pay for this, I gotta pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Dropping them little hints. Like, I'm so stressed that I had to tell her, listen, you got to go home. I didn't come over here so you could be stressing me up about what you got to do and what, and I would say a good percentage of the women are single mothers. You know what I'm saying? In all these countries, a good percentage of them are single mothers. So you are taking on a family, and you might be taking on their mother too, because they might have their mother under the same roof with them as well. You know, so who wants to do all of that? Shorty said, "Oh, I'll cook and clean for you. Can I live in your apartment in Medellin?" I'm like, nah. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, homie. You know what I'm
But
saying?
you gotta understand. People gotta understand, and it's something I realized too. Like somebody mentioned about finesse. Like I don't get finesse. I had to understand her culture and her perspective.
Right.
Her family put her through school. Her family afforded her an opportunity to come to the United States as an au pair at one point in time. And
Right.
so a lot of women feel indebted to their family, whether it's their mother, brother, and sister. So like she mentioned to me, she's like, if I'm successful, if I'm able to give my family a better opportunity in life, I'm gonna do that because they've done so much for me.
Right.
I can't you can't knock a person for wanting to be down with their family. And it made me realize that us as Americans with broken families, we are very selfish. I have a 6-bedroom house and I don't want to share my house with nobody, knowing damn well that I could probably help somebody.
Yeah, I agree. But in the same instance, the first thing someone does in America too is when they become successful is buy their parents a house or buy their parents a car. So we still have that same tradition. I mean, it may not extend throughout our whole family, but the first thing everybody who get some money does is buy their moms a house.
It's true.
Mama, that's your house, right? So we have that same thing, especially if our parents put us to school or done anything. I mean, people gonna buy their moms a house if they was a bad mother. You know what I mean? So everybody has that, but we're not expecting, and nor are the women in America expecting their husband to help their parents in that way. Like to
If
help them so much so they can help their parents.
but the local men would think that's normal though. So if let's say if I was Colombian and I was a rich Colombian, it would be normal for me to mix our whole family because we're all one big family. Because when I'm there, they take care. You know what I mean? For example, if you know the family takes care of me like I'm family.
Right.
You know.
But is that because you're taking care of their daughter? It doesn't really matter, honestly, but
I wanted to mention something before I forget. This is what made me realize a lot of guys are like sugar daddies, not literally, figuratively sugar daddies. And I noticed this in a couple situations dating Latinas. I've traveled with ex-girlfriends, current, wife to took them to Mexico, DR. They could go to close places with their passport, like Mexico, DR, Brazil, in different countries, in different cities in Colombia. And like while we think that we're doing something that they can't do for themselves, it's a good experience, it's memories, it's things like that. What I found a lot of times was that you would get in an argument about something that you didn't do for them, and they'll say you never did anything. You never did anything I wanted you to do. And it took me a while to kind of be like, what you mean? Like I've took you on trips, we went to nice restaurants, but to be honest with you, those are things they never really asked for.
right.
And so I learned with people when you do something for a person and they don't ask for it, they're not going to appreciate it. They only appreciate the things they ask for. And so to make a long story short, the ideal sugar daddy is an old man that got money and he got this pretty young thing taking her home on yachts and excursions. And she's just there as an arm piece. But in the back of her head, she just like, man, I want this man to just give me some money so I could buy bags or I could buy whatever or pay for my education, because that's a sugar daddy relationship. She's
No, a sugar daddy relationship is when you give the money. It ain't the trips and all that. That's extra. All the sugar babies want is money or gifts. That
right,
is the relationship.
right, but the point is that those women, when they take them on trips, those women don't appreciate those trips. You thinking they should appreciate it on top of the other things you do, but in
Right.
reality, they might not appreciate. They basically they'll rather you give them the money that you spent on that trip than to take that trip.
Right, but you have to realize this, and I know this in life. Whenever you do something, you're doing it for yourself.
True.
So you got the wrong way of looking at it if you think, and for 1 minute, that you're doing something for someone else if you're taking them on a trip. You're doing that for yourself. You do things
True.
because you want to do them. Don't do nothing and expect something in return. So, and I understand, like they said a long time ago, don't go buy a girl no Gucci sneakers if you met her in 5411s. You go buy her another pair of Reebok 5411s. You don't buy her Gucci sneakers. She's going to say, I didn't ask for Gucci sneakers. So
Exactly.
you get them and treat people the way they want to be treated, not the way you want to be treated. We also make that mistake. I just want to get to Anton. He said, I'm married and never expect my Brazilian wife to provide. That's real weak. And yes, I was married at first for 20 years in the Matrix. Black men need to man up and stop this weakness. Now, I want to respond to that. I don't feel like it's being weak. All I'm saying is, if you get in a relationship with somebody and something happens and they're so dependent on you to do everything, what happens if you need some help from them? You know what I'm saying? And I don't feel at all if that is being weak. If that's what you choose to do, I don't think you should call people names for not agreeing with that. You want to pay for everything and you don't expect her to pay for nothing. Kudos to you, brother. But I don't think that makes somebody else weak. Period. Okay, cut from a different cloth, international zone. They personally know a woman who have had gringos buy them houses and or cars or Western Union poppies, sending them money regularly. Yeah, and I think and I'm not talking about a wife or something like that, but yes, women will use men. And if you can't be used, they'll keep it moving. Especially if the age boundary is this, of course. If they could replace you with a local who's affluent, of course. So I would say, yeah, it is arrangements, but is it the same as, like, I guess, being a Captain Saver? You know what I'm saying? and that's just being and I'm not saying with someone who's married, that's a different story. I'm just saying in general, in dating, I know a lot of situations where you basically footing the bill for everything. So
yeah, I mean, you gotta get, if you're not getting nothing out the deal, like everything I approach is from a strategic business aspect. That's why, sometimes my wife frustrated because I'm not vulnerable. Like everything is like, if we do a business, we're doing a business together where I'm getting a cut of the profit. If I bought a house in Colombia, well, put it like this: if I had to get a loan in Colombia, the house would have to be in our name, because I'm using her to get a Colombia mortgage. If I cashed out, it's going to be in my name. If I bought a car, it's going to be in my name.
Right.
I have a residency visa in Colombia.
Right.
So I can enjoy what I put into Colombia. There's some guys, they're not married, they don't have nothing in their name. It's a gift.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And hope it keeps giving.
It's a gift. I'm not gifting no house.
Right.
Somebody
said, hold on, the mod is deleting and timing out people for no reason. I see normal, respectful comments getting removed by Bert. Bert, you going hard on them? Some would say, Jess, it's just your turn to give if she has many boyfriends. And I definitely had a brother reach out to me who was dealing with a Colombian woman, and he helped her build the second story in her house or something like that. And she was dealing with another brother in one of the WhatsApp groups. And he found out, and he said he was going to do something, slick to her for doing that. But you have to definitely be careful when putting out money for these girls, you know what I'm saying? Because they'll take your money, that's for sure. And Colombia is one of the most transactional places.
It is. DR too.
Yeah. No, for sure. But DR is only transactional like that. It is. I can't even. DR is transactional with no respect on it. At least Colombia is transactional with a little sweetness and a little respect on your name.
I mean, everybody. I mean, when you're coming out your pocket traveling for intimacy, relationships, marriage, whatever you want to call it, dating, you're coming out of pocket. So some people say passport bros, quote unquote, are tricks, simps. I mean, it could be all of the above. I mean, tricking is getting something in return. Simping is when you don't get nothing in return. So if a guy is getting something in return for what he's spending, I have no problem with that, because a lot of guys in the US are not getting nothing in return. You know what I mean? For what they put out. So,
Well, basically all I'm trying to get to is that the goal when you say passport brother is to get the wife or get the girlfriend submissive and all the other attributes. And it's just in return is to provide everything. Is that similar to Captain Save-A-Ho? And I don't mean it literally in a disrespectful way, but I mean, in order to get that, must you provide everything? Is that really the trade-off in these third world countries? Because they're really expecting you to take care of them. And is that the true meaning of traditional?
All right. So let me spin it. So I make six figures, $200,000 a year. Mm-hmm. I wife an attractive woman from McDonald's. Am I saving her?
Okay.
In your opinion?
Let me say this. In America, although you met her in McDonald's, if she wanted to, she could go to school, she could get an education, she can get a degree in anything, and she could get a job to match or at least add to what you have in America. And that's the reason why I'm saying save them, because in a lot of their situations, they don't really have that option. You understand what I'm saying? In America, any poor person can turn their life around, put it in the work. But in these other countries, the opportunity is not like in America. So that's what, when I'm saying saving them, is like they really don't have that much of a lifeline. Because I literally sometimes ask people, well, why won't you do this type of work? Or what kind of work you used to do? And they'd be like, it could have been a regular job, but it's not enough money. I used to work at the airport, but it's not enough money. You know what I mean? So
you're saying that basically you're saying it's not possible to save a chick in the US. Like it doesn't.
No, but I'm just saying, no, I didn't say that at all. All I'm saying is if you said that you gave an example. If I meet a girl and she works at McDonald's, am I saving her? Only thing I said was that now she could choose to do one or two things. She could never do nothing but have kids and take care of your kids, and yeah, you saving her. Or you could meet at McDonald's, but she could be in school while she's in McDonald's.
Let's say
Just because she's in McDonald's in New York or in America doesn't mean that she's not in school. Doesn't mean she doesn't have goals that she's going to reach. It just means that you met her at McDonald's.
No, I'm saying she's complacent. Let's say she's complacent. She has no ambition.
You adding too much stuff to it. You know what I'm saying?
No, but that's
a woman in other countries could not be complacent and still not rise to the occasion like you can in America because of where they live.
But you proving my point. If a woman is in the United States, since there's so many opportunities, you're saying that we're not saving a chick in the U.S. because she has options.
No, I didn't say that. It started in the U.S. So yes, there's plenty of dudes who save women in the U.S. The terminology started in the U.S.
Okay.
But that's by choice for the most part. And when they do it in America, they doing it as a joke, as a scheme. They don't want to do nothing. They want to get people to take care of them. They want to get people to buy them stuff.
That's complacent. That's complacent.
But that's by choice, right?
But you still saving her, right? If she works at McDonald's or Walmart,
if you agree, yeah, you saving her.
Okay, that's what I wanted to ask you. If that's saving her. So why?
I didn't say it was bad. All I said was, is Passport Bro movement similar to Captain Save 'Em?
Okay, you are okay. To your point, yes, you are saving them, so to speak. You are saving them. You know,
Spaces and Places said, ain't nothing wrong with saving them, no matter where they are in the planet. Just put them to work to help you make some money. Simple. If you have them as a simp, that's your fault. Okay.
But at the same time, they may not be looking to be saved. They may feel like they just got lucky to come across you.
Who are you referring to?
The woman, whether she works at McDonald's or a third world country, like some women, is women. I'll put it like this: the way I met my wife, I didn't meet her on a dating site.
Right.
I didn't meet her in a situation where she was exposing herself to foreigners.
Right. But you can't rule out the fact that you being a foreigner, right? Mm-hmm. Say you got all the other attributes that she wanted, whether you're tall, you're good looking, she's attracted to you, right? But you cannot deny the fact that she knows your potential.
True.
Over probably, and her being an Afro-Latina, they are in the same position as they treated in their country as second and third class citizens, the men and the women, right? So the average Afro-Colombian man, you know what I'm saying, can't compete with what you could bring to the table. You feel me? So even in considering you as a date, okay, we get past the other stuff, but any intelligent person would say, you know, there's way more potential in this relationship with this man being a foreigner. And I'm sure after a couple of conversations, you know, she finds out that you are doing well for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So any woman is going to consider that as well, even though you wasn't on a dating site, this, that, and the third. But, you know, you're a foreigner, you're doing well, and she has to put you in the top tier of the men she's meeting.
Right. You can change her life, basically. or I can change her life.
If you wanted to.
Right, 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 right. And I think that for me, there's a ego part that says, I want that feeling of a woman of being her dream come true. A lot of men want to, I mean, that's part of what men complain about the U.S. not feeling needed, right? A lot of men don't feel needed because a lot of women say, I don't need a man. So some men feel some level of satisfaction by being able to fulfill a need for a woman. You know,
Well,
um,
we all
but
know that's cap. We all know that's cap, though. Let's be honest. Women be talking a whole lot of ish. They talk all that I don't need a man, but let's be honest. Ain't nobody walking out of the divorce without coming out their pocket, child support, you know what I'm saying, expecting you to pay the lion's share of the bills. That's all cap. So I don't even know why brothers even listen to that. They capping like a mug in America of women saying they don't need a man. And so that doesn't bother me when they say that, because I know that is cap.
no, no, you're right. No,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
They just talking ish.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good conversation. I mean, obviously, the word captain is a trigger word.
But listen, like I said in the beginning, I'm just using that to bring people in. I'm
No,
using it
I
as
get
a slang. I don't mean it literally, you know what I'm saying? But that crossed my mind when I was like, oh, I want to sit down and I want to get a girlfriend in Colombia, maybe one in Brazil, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, what do I have to offer? They gonna want something, right? Is it resident? Is it a roof over the head? Is it a budget? You know what I'm saying? Because they're not going to just be with you in these third world countries and expect for you not to do something to help them, to better their lives. Not like in maybe other places where if you have somebody doing better than you, you at least expect them to open the door for you. Yo, introduce me to this person. Help me out in some way. Get me a job interview. Whereas in the third world countries, they expect you to improve the quality of their life.
yeah.
It's
I
different.
mean,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah. It's the reality. That's why when I went to South Africa, I seen more. Obviously, it's how I call it first world. Is women that have jobs. They may have a weaker economy. They may have a high unemployment rate, but women have jobs. And the woman that you met, the model or TV reality star. She got her own money.
Yeah. But that's South Africa.
Right.
That's Joburg, South Africa. I seen them popping bottles and put Americans to shame. We're
Yeah.
not talking about Joburg. That's why I said maybe not South Africa. You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? Take South Africa off the list. You know what I'm saying? At least
but
Joburg and Cape Town, take them off the list.
but to your point though, like people ask me all the time about why I didn't about me not being with somebody from South Africa. I do believe that if I was with a South African woman, I do believe that the dynamic would be different.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know,
For
it,
sure.
it would be different. But we're not the passport broke community. We're not convinced that seeking women in a more second or third world country would get us the outcome that we looking for, whether it's being a woman being submissive,
Right.
um, basically a woman being submissive, because we usually associate submissive with a man having an upper hand, usually financially. But you're gonna have the upper hand with a South African woman just because the dollar is still 4 times as strong anyway. You know,
Okay.
but she's not going to be.
But I've been in some South African homes, okay?
Mhm.
And I spoke to quite a few South African girls. And the women, although they served the men, they served all the men first. And they were all educated. I
Mhm.
met girls in the club. I met girls on the apps. They were in school or graduated. You know what I'm saying? So that right there just it's different. It's not really a third world. It's not.
No, it's
Take
not.
them off the list. It's they're getting bread over there. So that dynamic is not similar to some of the other places where people are really struggling to get by. Like, at least that's what they're saying. You know, someone said, what kind of women are y'all dating that don't expect you to help them bring their quality of life up? Helping them is helping them with an opportunity. Changing the quality of life with your dollar is a different story. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of ways you can help somebody and help their life be better, but paying for the improvement of their life improvement is different. And when I'm saying that, I'm saying that they're expecting you to just basically financially enhance their life from your pocket. That's what I mean when I'm saying that. Of course, a man, but what man wants to be with a woman who's not going to improve the quality of his life? Are we just here to improve the quality life of the women? We want them to improve the quality of our life as well, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
you
that's
know.
where transactional relationships come in because they can a woman. For me, a stay-at-home woman improves my quality of life because I work. I work a 9 to 5.
So, right.
Us as men are busy, so I don't. You know, what I mean, I have to wash clothes, cook, go to the supermarket. I have to do all these things on top of trying to get to the bag.
No doubt.
A woman can make your life easier by taking that load off, so you can 100% focus on the bag, and you ain't got to worry about all the little stuff. So you
True.
know,
True. But
yeah,
in American households, let's be honest, a majority of American households need two incomes.
right,
You know what I mean? To do what it is we do. So
right,
the whole traditional thing kind of got pushed out of whack because they convinced women to one, hey, we could get two salaries instead of one. So this is all a scheme and a play. It's not just, it's things that are happening that is not even under our control. That was
right.
put in place to bring us where we are today. You know what I mean? And that's another story. But let's try and get to the comments, before we get out of here. Let me see what these brothers have to say and respond. I know some people put a lot of comments in. If I didn't respond to your comment, put it back up. Let's try and get to that. She's here to do what Majik says. She's here to do what I can and won't, as I'm here to do what she can't and won't. We complete each other. I don't know what it is that you can't and won't. I can see won't or don't want to do, but I mean, we all growing up in America know how to cook, clean, make money. You know what I'm saying? So it's doing what you don't want to do. But let's be honest, man. The average man coming up in America knows how to do the things that he wants his wife to do for him. So the average loan in Colombia is like $300. South Africa is more. Education money and all that don't mean nothing if it's not true love. I Vincenzo, Vincina. I don't know. We're not really talking about love. There's a lot of relationships that ain't built on love. So
You're right about that.
you could be all love. If it ain't no money in there, that love is going to dry up quick. Love is in the beginning. LMK, a man not providing for his woman is the equivalent of a woman not giving her man no sex. I don't know. Men provide and still don't get no sex in America, so we don't know that. And you can't take it. 0102, we don't exist simply as a canvas to reflect your life against. Doctor was a dictatorship. DR was a dictatorship for like 40 years. You gents are comparing apples to oranges. So preach about love. So wait, since the U.S. requires a two-person income, we definitely saving women here. I don't know what you mean. Y'all taking it too serious and y'all defending your own personal points, and I get that, but it ain't really that serious, y'all. If you feel guilty, drink a Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? If you feel guilty, drink a Gatorade or something. I don't know what to tell you, man. That's not an attack on you, man. If you're happy with what you're doing, keep rocking, my brother. Keep saving them, my brother. Now, I'm gonna send you a cape. You want red or black? Correct. The Lord dictates. Thanks for coming on the show, brother. Thanks for sharing, and thanks for having an opposite opinion. You know what I'm saying? And you have real life experience. So I respect what you have to say for sure. KW, when you both started traveling, what was your biggest concern in becoming a digital nomad, and how did you get over it to get started? I'm not a digital nomad. I still have business running in the States. Just been in business for a long time and have a few other investments. So the opportunity of the grind that I laid out allowed me to have a more flexible life, but I'm not retired. I'm not a digital nomad. I still run my businesses, and from the outside, they run themselves for the most part. But I still make sure bills get paid and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out, man. But I'm gonna say this leaving.
Mm-hmm.
Whether guys tricking overseas, captain saving, whatever, the silver lining is I'm seeing that there are men with means that are able to do that. So guys is able to trick, travel, save. They're making money.
Yes.
So it shows that we have a group of brothers that are successful in their own way,
Mm-hmm.
that the women in the United States are missing out on.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, salute to you guys, getting to the money, having money to be able to do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to see that. And I hope, to see the passport bros inspire other men to get to the money, to be able to trick and to be able to save. No, I'm just kidding. But
I don't know if we're inspiring brothers to get to the money. I think brothers who are getting to the money are able to travel more, depending on their flexible, and we're just giving them example that it can be done and how it can be done. I think that kind of inspiration to get to the money is on your own. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, and we are providing, I guess, receipts.
And hold on, let me say this. And guys talk so much shit. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
Whatever I spend in Colombia traveling, that's a tax write-off.
Right.
So you can make like pimps do. You can I'll say this. One of the homies, he used to film girls in Colombia.
Mm-hmm.
And they be like, man, you spending all this money, 300, 200 to smash these pros, you tricking. But on the back end, he putting these chicks on OnlyFans, Pornhub.
Mm-hmm.
He's making his money right back.
Right, no doubt.
So, you know what I mean? So guys, it's always, a other side to the coin. So I'm gonna get out, man. But I just want to lay that out.
Chess, not checkers.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
Peace.
brother. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to just answer a couple more questions or repeat a couple questions, and then we're going to get out of here. Salute to gents getting the money, staying in the money, and finding a solution to build a better life outside the U.S. The main goal. Fletcher Brown, I outsource a portion of my biz to Colombian workers. Cool. Vincenzo, I don't know if I'm saying your name, I'm sorry. Aspire to see the world, learn different cultures, learn a new language. Spaces, not places, out there. Now that's what I'm talking about, Rob. Okay. Okay, so let me see. I think that's mostly it. Passport Bros for life, 100% money, motivation, J-Red. And thank y'all for hanging out. I just wanted to pose the question and see how y'all felt about that. How long we been on here for? Where's my timer at? Oh, hour and 15 minutes. Okay, we did good time. Zoe, you in Rio? Yes, I'm in Rio. Tobe said, I see what you're saying. So nobody wants a liability. I see no excuse point. Also, she can be an asset in the other ways. Yeah. When you headed back to Colombia. So soon. Peace King, Barbara World, Reggie BX. What up, Reg? Much respect, Joe. Shot Talker, DJ Talker, D Jedi 9. All right, so somebody said, what's my take on Austin? Austin is a good young brother making his way. He's doing his thing. And you know, I'm proud to see him growing. I'm proud of him to be one of the youngest guys out there traveling, making content, and living his life, man. He did it. And you know, of course, I got some love for him. He's a barber. So shout out to Austin. What the place do I like the most? I would say Brazil is one of the places I like the most. I will say that. It's at the top, you know. I can see myself living here. You know, I traveled quite a few places. I've enjoyed myself in quite a few places, but I just really like how I feel like I could feel at home in Brazil. There are people, there are a multitude of mixtures of peoples where you don't stand out so much in Brazil. And I like that. I feel like I stand out a lot in Colombia and other places, but in Brazil, I kind of like, you know what I mean? There's such a mixture of peoples here that it's amazing. It's amazing. And Colombia, you might want to be on the coast if you want to see people that look like you. But if you know, in certain areas you got to go to in Colombia to see people that look like you. And here in Rio, you can get all of that just in Rio. You can get just so many looks. No reservation. You're definitely a businessman. Assets over liabilities. Yep. All right, brothers. All right, peoples. Timothy, what's good? I'm gonna sign out. It was fun. It was fun. Maybe we'll get more. Don't forget to like, and if there's any more questions or suggestions y'all got, just leave them in the comments. All right. Share, like, subscribe. International Zoe. Yeah. I mentioned that. I said, if you're a guy who just traveled for girls, this conversation doesn't include you. If you're a guy who lives abroad in a not developing country and you have a wife or a girlfriend there, this conversation doesn't really include you. I'm talking about the dynamics of a relationship in a developing country with passport bros. That's what I'm mainly talking about. That's what this conversation was about. The average rent per month, where, Eldridge? Where? Depends where. Why not have an apartment in Brazil? Brazil is a little more expensive, and if I do something in Brazil, I might just purchase. If you want to live in a decent area in Rio, it's going to cost you some bread for rent, which is not going to be like, you might be able to find a place in Medellin or somewhere like that for $500 a month, $400 a month, $600 a month. But in Rio, if you want to live in a decent neighborhood, it's going to be like around 1,000. And that's not something you want to rent. At that point, you might want to own, you know. Brazil, my favorite too. I feel at home all day there. Spaces and places out there. I feel you on that. Why pay for it? Or you not there if you're not there? I would say like keep it because it might not always be that price. It might not always be available. And if I'm there most of the time, if I put it like this, when I go to Colombia and I rent an apartment for a week, it's going to cost me anywhere between 300 to 500, right? And say I go to Colombia 6 times a year, right? Say if I stay a month, it might cost me a minimum of 1,000, right? So at that point, I might also just rent out a place for under 500, you know? Just rent the place out. So when I go back and forth, I would have spent more money renting out for 2 weeks. And 2 weeks going to get you into the $600 to $700 if you stay somewhere for 2 weeks. So say you paid the rent for 6 months, and it's like $3,000. I could have easily spent $3,000 going 3 times. You know what I'm saying? It's staying for 3 months where you have more flexibility. You know what I'm saying? So, and things are yours. Nobody else is living there. You have a refrigerator. You have this. You have everything you need. You can leave clothes there. So it's just all on the preference. I would recommend anyone with the means to grab a spot in Brazil. You can over most, if you can't over most other South American countries. Period. Yeah, Brazil is. I think Brazil is going to be something soon. All right, guys. Thank you for your time. Just having a good time and posing the questions for debate. Peace.